as a cross progression, but they're looking to do that.
All right, we're live right now. Yeah, we'll talk about all this. All right. Real quick, turn off the camera. All right, turn it on. All right, one more time. Let's turn them off. All right, and then turn yours on. Weird. Okay.
The internet's like force feeding me Dave Blunt's content. It's like forcing
It
me to go
really
to the
wants me to
fucking
watch
site.
all of his stuff too.
Like, come on, why is this getting pushed at me so hard on Twitter? Jesus, or
It's because it's
X,
funny.
whatever. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I guess so.
It's Kel's the kid, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, it's doing the same thing with me. It's spamming me, but I'm not gonna lie. I do watch it. Yeah, his I'm sure his concert went crazy.
Right. Yeah. No, I keep on seeing clips for that. So.
I
So
want to
insane.
support him, like, cause it's funny. He's very unhinged and he's saying stuff he shouldn't say.
Yeah.
Um, someone's got to do it, I guess, and it's funny that he's doing it. I just wish people would stop killing him. He had a song with Babytron, and I was like, actually, this kind of goes kind of hard.
Jesus Christ.
He just he's they need to stop killing him. Like people were actively killing him by not getting him to lose weight. He's literally not gonna live another year.
No. There's no way. The dude was like just out of a hospital, like not even a week whenever he performed.
Did you
With the oxygen mask and shit.
you see how often he puts out music?
Oh no, I have no clue beyond like the memes.
He put 3 albums out this year.
God damn. That's why he was in the hospital, not because of his weight, just because he fucking works hard.
They're hustling before he passes. They want to Juice World him, where it's like, hey, here's got albums for the next 14 years. All right. Welcome to the Blue Reese Podcast, episode number 277. I'm Adrian. That's Kels. No David this week. David's chilling and relaxing, acting all cool. No pool though. He'll be back probably next week though. But yeah, so this is our video game podcast. We go live on Blue Rupees, youtube.com/@BlueRupees. Tuesdays in the evening, sometime, some way. We talk about video games. We talk about literally whatever we want, really, honestly. One thing we were gonna mention was you were mentioning before we hopped on was Marvel Rivals. That's this time next week. It's gonna kill some player bases.
Oh, dude, I already have it pre-downloaded. I'm ready to go.
Dude, I had to call my best friend over this last week because I played Overwatch Classic.
Yeah.
And I saw some of the reworked maps, and it really is kind of like that, when you think about like that old ex-girlfriend you had, and you're like, you know what, times weren't that bad. Like I actually really enjoyed those times. And you peek in on them, and you're like, I wonder how they're doing. They pop up on a feed or something. And you're like, yeah, nah, man, like that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's one of those things like when you're trapped in it, you're like, okay, yeah, I'm enjoying this. But I think once you like break free, because like I mentioned it in a podcast like a few weeks ago, I think it was you were gone. I was talking to David. I'm like, well, I'm about a week sober off of Overwatch. Because I uninstalled,
Dude.
And I think like I haven't played in forever, and that's how I feel about it now. I I still follow content creators and stuff for it. A few streamers I like, and mainly because they're going to be involved with what we're about to talk with later. But whoops, and
he's chiming in to say fuck Overwatch.
yeah, fuck Overwatch. But yeah, like I forgot where I was at, but like now I just
Content
couldn't care
creators, and
less.
they're amping up Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, and like I just can care less for Overwatch or what
Dude,
they're doing. Like, yeah, cool, do your 6v6. I think it's funny that's gonna hit like after Marvel Rivals
it.
comes out.
I literally called my best friend to call how bummed out I was, and we talked about it for like 15 minutes and just talked movies because we need to talk about something that we actually enjoyed right now. But
Right.
I was so bummed out. First off, Overwatch Classic, it sounds nice. You forget that Overwatch 1.0 is actual trash.
Yeah, not good, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like it was
That
fun.
game won the game of the year.
Yeah,
That's what we forget too.
yeah, but it was fresh. That's why,
Right.
and that's
Right.
why everyone was like cool with it. But yeah. So when I was going into it, I was thinking Overwatch Classic was Overwatch Golden Era.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, and then I forgot everything that was ass, and I didn't play that much Overwatch at like launch.
I'm gonna say something controversial. I think the goats meta was golden era Overwatch.
Honestly, that shit kind of popped off because here's the thing,
It's
goats,
maximum teamwork. It
goats,
was like maximum coordination.
yeah,
It
goats.
wasn't skillful per se. Like you weren't
It
like
wa-
hitting 360 no scopes type
it
shit.
wasn't flashy.
Yeah, it wasn't flashy for sure. But I think that's the golden era of Overwatch.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, and that's funny because everyone goes back to that now. They're like, "Fuck, we didn't know how good we had it."
People complained about it. People bitched and
Oh,
said Brigitte broke the game. Like
and to be
people
fair,
like
she
that was
she
a,
did. If you liked what was happening, like she did, like said meta mine.
yeah, like I don't think I don't know, people are be mad, but I don't think she broke the game. I think she changed the game.
Sure,
And
I
that's
like that.
fine. Like it, adapt to it. Get good.
Goats was very not flashy, but like at a cerebral level, like a lot of stuff had to happen just to progress
Oh
things because
yeah.
it felt like
You have to have good teamwork. You have to be able to read what's going on and you have to be able to like work as cohesively.
and I understand
There's
why
a lot
people
it's like
didn't
a
like it.
yeah.
I get it, and like there are eras where it felt really clean and nice without goats, but really like the highest level of play was goats where it really took everyone synergizing because it looks easy on paper because you see all these teams do it and it looks like, oh, that didn't seem like that hard. No, it's because these teams are really good and they just know how to
Right.
coordinate shit. And it's like if you
Right.
win a encounter in goats, that took everything. Like it had to be everyone on point. Lucio had to hit his beat. Brig had to be right on point for the rally. Like it really took everything at once to hit. But you know, man, those some of the best peak plays happen in goats where it's like someone just lands that clutch and just wipes with like a diva hit. Oh, dude, it's just next level.
Yeah, the saddest part about it though for me was like how it kind of ended a lot of pro players like career pretty much.
Yeah,
Because like a lot of hit scan players
no
just couldn't get to
tracers
play
were
the
like
game.
fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Tracers, hit scan, like a lot
Zarya's.
of players just locked out of the game for like almost 2 years just because they kind of like Overwatch 1 just kind of got abandoned in
Right.
a way.
And so that's why I say I think there's like there's kind of two big eras. I think and goats is one of them. And I think there is a prestigious earlier era. It's like it's definitely
Yeah.
not 1.0.
No.
But I
I
definitely
think maybe like roll queue probably
yeah.
would be like the
Roll
first
it's definitely
iteration.
not where you can copy. It's definitely got to be roll queue.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I played, and you know what though? It was like, yeah, Overwatch 1.0 was trash. Dude, the map rework pissed me off. I played
For which one specifically?
on Dorado.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Pissed me off. Like it genuinely made me sad.
You know what's sad? Weird. Well, not sad. Weird is a lot of people bitch and complain about Dorado. I really like Dorado.
People bitch complain because you lose, and I think everyone does that whenever you lose in general. Like
Right.
it's gonna happen. But did you and you know all the changes that happened to Dorado, right?
I've seen a few of them. Like they added a few different stairways and shit, and different ways around.
Yeah, like right away, there's already like an elevator to get on top of the first building. And I think what killed it, there's a lot of stuff in there that I didn't like, but what killed it for sure was in the frustration. That's the point, like right, the frustration of the maps is like it's supposed to be an uphill battle, like literally, like it's supposed to feel good and reward the win. But on that second point, you know, after you get your first check mark, the gate opens. There's that peak up there, like the rooftop where a lot of like widows will camp out there.
Yeah, and they added the stairs.
They
up
added
to it,
stairs
yeah.
straight up to it. And my buddy, I was like, what the fuck is this? And my buddy was kind of explaining, he's like, they turned it into a Reinhardt map because all the Reinhardt players got pissed. And I was like, oh. And then it's funny enough, I've commented on Twitter and one of my buddies who's a Reinhardt player, I was like, what the fuck is this shit in Dorado? and he actually posted a gif of Reinhardt giving a thumbs up, and my buddy's like, "See, I told you."
Yep.
And I'm like, God, dude, I hate it. Like,
They gotta sell those crossover skins somehow, dude.
dude, it's. I'm not gonna lie, and this is gonna sound silly, right? But this is the second time I felt so heartbroken over a game, and the first was Master Chief Collection at launch.
Yeah.
Like that really bummed me out. And this going back to this game that I've spent so much time on and just really loved, it just doesn't. It doesn't even like, yeah, the characters are kind of cool, the ones they updated. I don't give a shit enough. And it was like the maps, I think specifically too, because like I've grown to love these maps so much, and just having so much changes in them, I'm like, no, that just hurts. Like it's like, and it just feels like pandering almost. Like why are we just? That's the whole point. Like the game literally won Game of the Year. I get that, right? Like it had stuff right. Why do we keep changing things for? I don't know. But
No, you're 100% right. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna let my dog in.
You're good.
Talk about the next part of it.
But yeah, no, Overwatch. It's a bummer seeing it kind of fall from that. Peroni, let's see. The chat got a couple things. I'm playing either Venom or Squirrel Girl and Marvel Rivals. Wolverine's design is a bit iffy. Fair. I mean, I kind of enjoyed it, but I just felt like the calm before the storm when Marvel Rival comes out. Oh, for Overwatch Classic, yeah. When the maps got reworked, I played on Dorado not too long ago. I didn't notice. Yeah. A lot of the maps got reworked. And maybe I want to say maybe like 4 or 5. I think. And yeah, there are some rough maps, right? But I don't think they deserve reworks. Like I think maybe adding an element here or there, that's fine. I like definitely some like Volskaya got some updates, I believe, on it.
Volskaya is not even the game anymore.
Not Volskaya. The one that ends on the rocket ship.
Yeah. Gibraltar.
There you go. Like that one got some points in the middle part, which I understand, right? Because the middle part was such a heavy hold. Okay, that's fine. But like I don't know, I just feel sometimes I'm complaining for the sake of it, but it just really just didn't even like when I can't even go into the game doing my usual stuff and it feels unfamiliar. Just that you kind of lost me on that.
And see that's like getting into the nitty gritty, like why it can affect you personally. On top of that, they just had like so many just unethical and just poor business decisions that just want to drive you away from the game in general, or if not now, did at one point.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of that hurt it, and rightfully so.
And you know, it kind of extends to Smash too. Like I still play Smash. I don't compete in it anymore. Which it's funny because like my I was playing online before one of my best player walked in, and he saw me SD and lose to a Samus I was kind of roasting, and I was like, I gotta have a run back. Give me a run back. He's like, no. I'm like, I'm gonna run it back. And he's like, that's not my coach, man. I'm like, fuck off. Like, I need to start practicing some more. Like, but I was like, I don't compete anymore. Like that. It's left, but it would bum me out like Smash 2 because some of the DLC, I'm like, it just changes so much. Like, sometimes you have a formula, and I'm just like, just stick with it. And I think the issue also is that people that play games these days need change, which is unfortunate. Like, I think 10,000 matches into Halo 2, and Halo 2 didn't change. Like, Halo 2 had marginal patches, did not change, and that was fine. Like, I was willing to go through that. And same thing with Overwatch, actually. Like, right, Overwatch 1.0 before 2, like, didn't change for 2 years. And while that was a content drought, I didn't mind. I still played the fuck out of that game daily.
A lot of people didn't mind. People just wanted like patches to fix what was broken, but people weren't like upset necessarily that there weren't new heroes just because they knew there was something else on the horizon. But the whole issue was like it completely got left alone. Like there's shit that like there are characters that were just unplayable. Right. Or there are characters that were just like overly doomed. Like Brig just got kind of left to run rampant for a while, so did Echo.
Right. And I understand that, but like the overall like change that we keep needing to do, and really the only game that I think has worked it well enough to a point where I respect is really Fortnite. I think Fortnite's been one that's like we're changing, adapting, but I think also it's because it changed. Even if you hate it, lasts one season, and you know it's gonna go away. So maybe that's partially it.
And that's why like I'm kind of digging on Rivals because they've been very open. They're like, yeah, we're gonna have hero bands. We're gonna let you do that.
Fuck yeah, I didn't know that. That's great.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be a thing. And so they're already they're like, yeah, we have heroes coming.
I'm not ready to fucking invest into a fucking multiplayer game again. Like, and I know, dude. Like, and you know what? I don't know. Like, part of me, when I boot up Overwatch, I saw my old Houston Outlaws icon, and I was like, damn, the memories. Hop into a game,
Right.
like, yeah, never mind, I'm good. But I don't know. Like, I will get
No,
invested to a game like that, and
no,
it's
I'm genuinely excited. Like,
we'll get some games in for sure on that. I say
oh,
that about every game,
100.
but like, I've had a gap in my heart since Overwatch kind of left it, and that I've heard everyone that I've talked to has said that saying praises about this game like crazy.
Yeah, and see, like I played in the beta and stuff, and that was a lot of fun. And that was only like I think 26 or 27 characters or something like that.
And
So
there's
we're
so
getting
many
like,
characters to pull from in this too.
yeah, and see that's the thing too. I was talking to my buddy about it. It's like this game isn't like Overwatch. This is an established IP. Like you don't have to make people like the talking monkey, right? Like we see Jeff the Land Shark. We know who the fuck Jeff the Land Shark is. Some people do. Other people will figure it out. Uh, this is stuff that's already ingrained. Like we know who Wolverine is. We know like why he's a badass. We know why we should love him. And now we're getting this new story with him, and we get to see him interacting with everyone else.
And there doesn't have to be
Because
pandering for gameplay too, right? Like then to be, oh, we
right,
have to make a tank and let's make them this way. It's like no, you have a plethora of characters to pull from like that style.
yeah, and they've been doing it pretty interesting. So Cloak and Dagger, they just revealed the trailer for it. Um, and it's kind of crazy. They're a support character, but it's like a stance character. Like Dagger is the support character, then you swap to Cloak, and he does like big DPS.
Interesting. I like that.
Yeah. Uh, Black Widow, she's a DPS. I think Iron Fist is a DP. He's a melee based DPS. It's like okay, this is gonna be really cool because they're not afraid to. They're it's not like they're trying to give Iron Fist a gun, right? They're like no, this guy he uses Junko or whatever the Bruce Lee martial art is. He uses that. That's what he's gonna do. He's not gonna be shooting people.
In worst case, it goes bad, just ban them.
Right? Yeah. No, exactly. Just ban it until you get it fixed and. Uh, they also they put in like all the data for like damage points and numbers and stuff too into the game, and they
Hmm.
announced they're going to be putting in like win and loss rates for the different characters.
I love that transparency. It's so weird.
Yeah,
NetEase is doing this.
that's another thing. Is like NetEase is doing this. They so Shroud and Sacriel, they were doing dev streams today for Black Widow and I can't remember what the other hero was, but they were doing dev streams and they went into the shop, and so we got to see the pricing for it. It didn't look bad, and they announced, or they didn't announce, they showed off. There was a Wolverine and Deadpool, so movie, and it was for Wolverine with his like full masked outfit, classic out. Well, not classic, but the Deadpool Wolverine one.
Right. Nice. Um, the fastball special with Wolverine and Hulk was hype.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be fucking sick. Like, and that's gonna be kind of trolly. I'll fucking swap the Hulk just so I can pick up my teammate and just throw him real quick.
Either they're adding some obscure and less focused Marvel heroes on here too. Like last time I heard of Cloak and Dagger was when they had their own TV show in 2016.
Yeah, and no, there's like so many cool characters you could add that are like lesser well known, like Nico. That would be really cool from Runaways.
I like the idea that like between Snap and Rivals, it's like this is their way of like integrating a hero into the MCU without having to like give this entire origin story and like force feed it to us, you know?
Yeah, it really is if they're smart about it
Hmm.
because they're already getting kind of weird with it. One of the fucking maps are on Clintar, and that's not like something a normie to
Right.
Marvel is really gonna know what it is, unless I mean you've seen was it Venom 3?
Right. But the cool thing about that, like, and like I've seen it with Rivals, I'm like, I know this fucking character.
Yeah,
And like you couldn't tell me that like 3 years ago, but like now I've just seen the character. I'm like, yeah, that's the fucking character. That I know that card.
right.
Um,
And I just think it's so funny how David's like, "Yeah, I love Doom 2099," and then the main character for this is like one of the main antagonists, Doom 2099. It's like,
that's
well,
sick.
there we go. We got all the boys in.
Yeah, that's sick. And it'd be cool if they Like imagine like there's a project like a comic run or something that adds two characters that aren't used to it too, and they're like, all right, cool, let's give them an ability together.
Right.
Like a lot
Just
of
throw them in.
yeah, a
And
lot of potential.
I think there's also a tie-in comic with it. I could be wrong, like setting the stage and stuff.
Galactica's gonna have so much fan art.
Oh yeah, no fucking joke. I think she's getting added to Marvel Rivals or not.
Snap,
Rivals,
she got
but
add Snap today.
Oh, sick. That's so cool.
Yeah,
That's another thing I appreciate. They're like their launch trailer or little anime intro that they had. They like revealed the Marvel Games logo.
yeah.
I wonder how what other games are going to come out underneath that.
You know what throws me off is PlayStation doing that too every now and then when I see that happen.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Spider-Man and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, let's just jump into what we've been playing then first. So what else are you playing?
Yeah, so I've been trying to power through the games I've already started. So I played about 5 to 8 more hours of Metaphor. Still really good. Still powering through that. And then yeah, I really need to get back to Silent Hill. Goddamn, I did like an hour or two before Thanksgiving, but
I'm gonna
just
restart it
waiting for
because
the weekend.
it's been too far out there. But
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. But I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I just need to get those knocked out because as we are talking about, we have Rivals coming up on Friday. Path of Exile 2 is coming out on Friday. Another game that's like right up my alley.
and there goes your free time and those games that you're on the backlog, or you're just gonna sit in the backlog.
Exactly. So I just have to power through. I feel like I'm at least halfway through Metaphor, if not like 60 to 70%. So I feel
Nice.
like I can just knock out a big chunk of it at a time, knock out like 10, 20% if possible, and be there right on time.
Nice. Anything else
That's
you've
kind
been
of what I did with Persona. And now that's all I've been playing really.
nice? I've had the opposite of you. I've kind of had gaming ADHD.
Yeah.
So I've been popping in and out of a bunch of different games. Primarily, I'll go through. These are two games I got. Spoilers. So I usually flip it, but I don't give a shit right now. I got Sonic X-Shao Generations.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's been cool. And I have bad ADHD right now, so it's like I'll play like a level. I'm like, all right, cool, that was done. But it kind of fits that kind of play style. Just like
No, that's a great game for that, honestly.
yeah. But the way I work with is like the closer I get to the end, the more I'm like eager to power through it because I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
cool. Because that's how my brain. And I had someone explain this. I think through a video. The reason why I get so tired when I start something is because my brain anticipates the length it's going to be to finish.
I can see that because it's really that middle like second act for me. Because like the first and third act are usually really have me, and then it's that second act where it's like, oh,
Yeah. See, by
fuck.
second act, when I start kicking in a little bit,
Mhm.
first act is always a drag. It's like I will just like fight it. I'll like play like maybe 30 minutes to an hour, and I'll be tired. Put it down, but then eventually I'll start snowballing it more and more, and then eventually I'm at the end. So what I played a lot of actually was Astrobot. I
Mhm.
got that, and I am almost 100%.
Game of the year.
No,
Uh,
I love me a good platformer. I I love me a good platformer. It didn't. It's just like one of those like I don't know. I every once in a while I'm like I just want to play a platformer right now. I don't. I kind of want to cleanse of like the shooting and everything else. I'm like yeah. Let me platform it up a little bit.
I need some good vibes.
Yeah. It's a fun time. The girlfriend watches every once in a while and I had to tell her I'm not as big of a PlayStation person as I would seem. Like I'm like of the consoles that's my least familiar. So like I'll know some of the characters, not all of them. So she'll ask a couple times like, "Who's that?" I'm like, I don't know. I wish they would do the Smash Melee thing where it's like whenever you got something, it would tell you the title underneath.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because there are times where I'm like, oh, I don't know who that is, and I'll look at them later. I'm like, oh, huh, that's who that is.
Do they have like a trophy or like
They
a in-game
might
like
somewhere. I feel like they
trophy or
should.
gallery or something?
I
That'd
feel like they
be
probably
interesting.
do somewhere. I've just not seen it.
Yeah, I
But
need to check that out because or at least get it for my wife to try it because she's a big platformer. Like she completed Mario Odyssey. I think she got like all the moons and shit and that shit too.
oh
So
shit.
yeah, no, she's really deep in platforming.
Yeah, so Astrobot's definitely that. I'm almost 100% through it. I have 3 levels left, probably 3 or 4 levels left to get everything on, but otherwise I'm like 80 or 90% done with everything else. I've been going for completions. And the game's pretty easy with it. It's like I didn't realize until last night. So this tells me where I'm at. Where if you beat a level, I didn't know what it was. I just stopped using it because I just didn't realize what it was doing. But at the beginning, if you beat a level, you come back into it. There's a little like tree house at the beginning. Spend 200 coins on that, and it'll give you like a little like Astrobot bird that kind of signals towards stuff that you've missed.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so
I'll have to look
it's
at that.
yeah, it's cool to sweep the 100%. I didn't know that, so I was just kind of freeballing it and just like, all right, I'm looking through because that's also the fun. It's like I'll just shift the camera here, like there you go, got you.
Yeah.
So it feels a little cheaty to me, but I understand why it's there. Because some of the things are a bitch to find. Um, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's slick. It's fun. It's cute. I enjoy it. It gives me uh some Pikmin vibes because whenever you're transversing through the hub world, it'll say like need 100 astrobots for this, and you'll whistle them over, and they'll like all come over to like lift something up like a Pikmin would.
Yeah.
And it's cool because you just like amass these things. So you see some of your ape escape monkeys with the Octodad monkey or the Octodad astrobots with Pyramid Head, and you see them all like lifted all together. It's cute. A lot of
Does it feel weird though that it's sort of like a game that's held up by better stuff that's come before? 'Cause it seems
the
kind of
charm. You
weird
mean?
on the well, the game in general, like it's not a game within itself, right? It's only a game because these other things exist.
Well, I mean,
Like,
the play, if you strip everything else, it's still a solid platformer. The
okay.
charm is where it lies as a PlayStation love letter. And I could see the weirdness in it, where like, but also I'm not the biggest PlayStation fan, right? Like
Hmm.
the the novelty of it being all these characters, the novelty of like your PS5 being the mothership, your controller being your little like spaceship in between. It's cute. Um, it's one of those things. What would I say? Um, it's I forget what on the top of my head, but it reminds me kind of the way you say that. It's like it's one of those things. If you strip everything of it, it doesn't have the same flair. Like
Yeah.
if this musician didn't make this song, okay, then no one would give a shit. Um, so it does have that a little bit to it, but it doesn't make it. Like if this is still like just a platformer, if it was like one of those like um what's that one? It's like the Sparkster thing that reminds on Steam that I've always seen people telling me to buy. It's like Sonic Adventure, Spark something.
I'm
Um,
not too sure.
yeah, but I've heard it was good, and it's like that's kind of where I feel. It's like it's a solid platform regardless. The charm just adds definitely adds another layer. That adds that's definitely part of the acclaim is the charm.
Yeah, it's just kind of weird, the whole like situation with it. It's kind of unfortunate too because like I feel like these people are super creative and could make something that's kind of like held up on its own, has its own world, own mythos that doesn't rely upon either Sony like hardware or Sony software.
I see what you're
Essentially.
saying. I do think it still feels like a love letter though, and the
Yeah.
thing I do think though is that because Astrobot, remind me, is Astrobot on PSVR also very PlayStation oriented?
I'm not too sure about that
I forget. Like I know
because I know
Playroom
like
is.
the original one was like just to demo the PS5 and like PS5
So
features, right?
there was a VR on PS4.
Oh, okay.
Astrobot was VR on PS4. I
Then I'd
never.
imagine it's probably something to like demo the VR capabilities of it, right?
I don't. No, I think it was a full game if I recall
Mm.
correctly. I could be wrong. Um, but then that led to Playroom, and Playroom definitely was a tech demo plus love letter. But this one feels like a full fledged love letter. Um, I think though that I don't know if they could keep doing that though, because yeah, I think if they did an Astrobot 2, they've already capped out the resources on how many like cute Astrobots you would have. I mean, they can make another platformer for sure, but I would hope that they do their own original thing. But I could see part of people being upset like there wasn't the love behind it. But you can get away with some of it. Like having a PS5 as your mothership is still kind of cute, you know. Like I don't mind that, but the cameos for sure. There's a ton of fucking cameos in that game. Um, but I mean, like for example, there's these cute moments where like they'll have like a placard and you could use Astrobot to go behind it and pose in there, and it'll have like something like it'll have like a cutout of a drawing of a monkey. You'll go there and then it'll like encourage you to take a photo of it, and like monkeys will come around and make a funny picture. And even then, like looking at when my girlfriend was watching me play, she was like, she thought Astrobot was cute and had a funny little cape and stuff. I think the game can hold on own. I think it doesn't necessarily like have to push on the whole like you need to look at this. Like it still does its own like, hey, our stuff's still kind of cute.
Yeah.
But dude, you know what blew my mind? So you go through the game, you go through a boss, and sometimes you go through the boss and it'll give you like characters you save will have a bonus level. So they had a God of War level. They had an Uncharted level. And I was like, all right. So I'm guessing, I'm like, all right. So they're trying to go for the big franchises. I'm like, I think Horizon Zero Dawn is probably next or something. I was like, all right, I'm expecting Horizon. No, the fucking bonus level for one of them was Loco Roco. I'm like, what the fuck?
Sick.
Hell of a fucking pull. Like, I appreciate that too because it's like it pulls like some of the fucking games from the ether of like come back.
Yeah, like Loco Roco, Patapon would be cool.
Patapon has its own little bonus level too.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so like that's I appreciate love letters on that end too because like please give me like that because I was thinking about it today. I'm like we never got Patapon 3 remastered, and that's
There's
bummer.
a like spiritual
mod.
successor. Yeah,
Oh,
well, there's
Rat
like a
Ratatat or something like that. Rataton
I
is
think so.
it's something I think was getting Kickstarter or something like that by those people to bring something like that.
I'm glad that's not a piece of media that's only pigeonholed in my mind as well.
Yeah. No, and again, I wasn't a big PlayStation guy, but like I appreciate those franchises where it's like this was just a fun, like cool thing to have. And
Yeah, my relationship with PlayStation's really weird. Like I almost completely skipped out on the 4. I didn't have a PS1. I had a PS2 growing up. I had a PSP for a while. That's why I played Loco Roco, played Patapon, played those. Um, played a lot of the fucking Metal
Rock
Gear
Band
games
Blitz.
on PSP. Right, Jesus Christ! I think my buddy had that and actually played it on his. Yeah, um, yeah, and then I had a PS3, and that was like right whenever like everyone started to get into online gaming. I just remember take over to a friend's house with Wi-Fi connect and play on the shitty internet connection for
Hell yeah.
free.
Yeah, no, I never had a P. I guess I kind of had a PS1 like late into my high school, but that was more of my sister's, and I didn't really look at it like I never even plugged it in on my own TVs. Like I was
Yeah.
like, all right, that's there because I was already on 360, right? I didn't really see a need to go there.
Yep.
Never had a PS2. Still never had a PS2, which is bizarre to a lot of people. Bought a PS3 like at Last of Us launch, so like at the very end of that life cycle.
Yeah.
But I had a PSP in high school, and that was because I won that online. There was this
Sick.
thing called lockers. Did they ever go this rabbit hole? Do you ever hear about this rabbit hole?
Mm-mm.
There's this thing
No.
called lockers. Let me pull up the grandpa. All right. This thing called lockers, and my buddy, it was so fucking funny. He just was so privy to online stuff, and you wouldn't even imagine. He's not like a techie person, but would just tell me this stuff. So he actually got me into the whole like PR thing. He's like, yeah, you message these companies, tell them you're gonna review the game, and they'll send you the game. I'm like, what the fuck? Started doing that, and then showed me, he's like, hey, did you check out this website? I found this website. You can get some free stuff after you log in. You just gotta be done on a certain day. I'm like, all right. And you would like answer like question like not like a survey thing, but you like answer like one kind of like I felt like kind of like a teeny website where it's like, all right, what's your favorite car color, red or blue? And I don't know what they were, but it was kind of like that kind of simple thing. You would log in, you get points every day for logging in,
Yeah.
and just basic stuff. And then they would have redemption day. Redemption day, they were like, all right, at this time, this day, at this time, you could use your points on things. And so the first one I managed to sneak in was a PSP because I had 200 points. And it camped, and I was like, what the fuck? Holy shit. And it actually showed up. And my buddy is like, yeah, check this out. I had the whole fucking Rock Band set and everything. And then I was doing that daily, right? And it was getting more popular, so it was getting harder and harder to redeem things. And so for a bit, the website was glitched, and you would not see your points come. And they're like, we promise you your points are there. It just have glitch. And I was like, I didn't really give a shit. I was in high school. I'm like, whatever, I'll do it anyway. And then I remember on like the January or December, like around New Year's, they had a drop. And that morning they actually fixed the point thing. I had like over 1,000 points, which is like not many people had. So like the higher end stuff, it was like kind of like it felt like Dave and Buster's where it's like they have all the nice stuff there because no one's ever gonna get it. And so
Right.
like I was there on redemption day, and all the stuff underneath like this, like all the PSP level stuff was just sniped, but this stuff was just still lingering. So I got a MacBook on there.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah, and again in high school, I got a MacBook and a PSP off this place. Um, and then the following year, so this is after I graduated that summer, they were actually asking for users of the, like they had an application process for users of the website to go in their team and like go on meetings for their team and ask how they can improve the website. And I applied just thinking like, why not? And there was like 20 people that got in out of the like thousands of people, and I got in. And so like that September, they gave me an all expenses paid trip with other people to Pittsburgh.
Nice.
And so realize that I'm jobless. My parents, and this is like a big disconnect I have with my parents, where they didn't understand the tech stuff I was doing. Like I'm in my room all day, and I'm a black sheep of the family like that. So they're like
Right.
doing their thing. I'm in my room all day just doing stuff. They see me get a MacBook. They see me get this stuff. And then they're like, hey, I'm going to Pittsburgh. I'm getting flown out there, and they're like, they had no idea what the fuck that. They're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, but yeah, they flew us out there. All flights were paid. Took us to the Hard Rock Cafe. Hit up the quarters or their headquarters. And because I was the only above 18 guy, got my own hotel room. So imagine like
Nice.
at 18 years old, right? I'm getting flown across the country, getting treated as like this nice ass like all this
VIP.
nice
Yeah.
food, and like this like on my own hotel room. Like what the fuck is happening?
Sick.
And maybe I wouldn't do a good enough job because the website's not there anymore. But I did give them advice though, and it was actually like, early on because they were doing videos. Like they were trying to get like their own video content stuff going, and I was like trying to refer them. Like, hey, I was trying to tell them about Mega 64. Actually, I'm like, there's like these a lot of content creators you can like hit up and like probably ask them to do exclusive content for you.
Yeah.
They never took that advice. Probably should have. So maybe I should have listened to me a little more. But because that's kind of where a lot of things went, was like exclusive videos on that. But yeah, that and yeah, so it was like this website gave me like a bunch of free shit and flew me out there and just treated me like a goddamn king. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. Like that's A-okay with me. It's actually funny. I still like see a few of them blip up on my radar because we friended each other way back then. And actually, funny enough, I didn't friend one because also it was like me. I was 18. There were like two girls that were 18. Everyone else was like in the 14 to like 17 range. And it was when you graduate from high school, it's like I'm not, and we're all cool, right? But it's like I'm not trying to friend with any of them. Like
Yeah.
I am. That the age discrepancy at that age is like massive. Even like a year or two, it's massive, right? But it's funny because on Twitter, like a year or two ago, I was just perusing through, and one of the girls that was like 16 years old, I recognized, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" Who I think that was, because I think I had her friends at like some social media way back when, before or whatever.
Right.
And it was, and she's streaming now, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I just dropped a line. I'm like, hey, I remember you from way back when. Good shit on streaming. That's kind of cool. She streams with her husband, and they have like these family streams. I'm like, that's good shit. That's cool. But that was fucking weird. I'm like, I don't know how, but cool. Speaking of social media, you should do that Blue Sky stuff. Like it's been. I got I started with like 8 followers, and over the past like 2 days, 3 days, I got about 50 followers now.
Nice.
And it's a lot more positive than Twitter, which is nice because Twitter, like I said, I love me some chaos. I like to start some fights because I know I'll win them. But it's been nice to just go on an app and just see everyone just like, hey, this is stuff I'm into. I'm like, oh, I forgot Twitter used to be like this, just like chill people and find some cool shit, and that's all it was. Man,
Used to be like this once upon a time.
yeah, Twitter was so funny. Have you ever heard of the game Emily is Away?
Sounds familiar.
It's that visual novel, text based, where it's like an AIM messenger.
I think so. Yeah. I think I know
That
what
one's
you're talking
free. There's 2 and 3 are payable, but that one's free. I had my students go through it like 2 years ago. And because I'm trying to kill some time for the end of the year, because we're at 3 weeks left, and I'm gonna be gone for half the week. I'm like, I wonder what to do. And so I put on that game, and I feel like such a fucking boomer, dude. I'm just explaining all this fucking lore to them and stuff like this, and It's just like, yeah, back in my day, it cost 10 cents per text. Uh, and there, here's the buddy icon. Here's how people would update. They usually post some cringy song quote and like some other like inspirational quote they found. That's how you would know when you keep up with things. And then like when they're away, that means they're gone from the computer. And back then, if you want to talk to someone, you actually put time to it because you're sitting in front of a computer. You have to do that. But I'm just doing all this stuff and it's so funny. And they're like, one of them said to me, "Wait, did you do this? Did you use this?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Been there, done
Absolutely.
that, buddy.
You pull the whiteboard to explain the lore? Not yet. I have been going to the Wayback Machine and showing them old websites, so and it's fun to do that too. Um, but yeah, that's if you ever want nostalgia, kick you in the balls for a bit. Definitely, Emily is Away. It'd probably be more Emily is Away 2. Is Away 1 caters to like your two. That it starts off with you 2002 in your senior year of high school. Obviously not us, but Emily is Away 2 fosters to more it like expands a bit, so it's early Facebook and early YouTube.
Okay.
So it'll actually like have links to like Urban Ninja and Leave Britney Alone and
That's
stuff
funny.
like that. And it has like the old YouTube layout too. It's funny. It's cool because I'm like, oh yeah, this is my speed. I understand this.
Right.
Um, Definitely highly recommend that. They're pretty good stuff. Okay, so I played Astrobot. I uh I think I have this in my Steam Deck in for repairs because every time I
Oh man.
turn it on, I have to like force reboot it and it has to verify installation. I haven't been playing it much, but it's been happening for a long while now, and so I finally just said, all right, I'm gonna just message support, and I'd send them a video of everything working of how it's doing it, and they last asked me to plug it to an external because like it'll turn on, like you hear the beep and you can like roll the haptics, but nothing's on screen. And it used to happen once every blue moon, but it's been happen like I've had to do that. If I turn it off for more than an hour, it's stuck like that, which is frustrating. But
That was weird.
I will say that I did manage to put about an hour into Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
It plays well. Like I mean, I feel bad the game kind of flopped, but I understand why.
Yeah. No, that's exactly where I'm at too, because I played it as well, and that's how I feel about it too. I mean, it kind of has that Anthem problem to it, right? Like plays well in the sense, like controls well. It plays how you'd want to play. It feels good to play, but there's no real substance there because it's like intentionally like chopped up for like that grind aspect. They want you to go back and replay incessantly and just keep grinding, keep playing. It's
Which same thing with Avengers, right? I never understood it. I'm like,
right.
I don't want to. If you're asking me to go back and grind like that, I don't want to. Like, there's times where, oh, look at him. He's so handsome.
Yeah. What's
Um,
happening, buddy?
I will go back and play a single player game all day, every day if I'm enjoying it. But like, if you tell me to do that, like, oh, unlock this by playing this level 3 times. No.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, and it's like it's like not 3 times. It's like no, you'll replay it until you get whatever you need. We're not telling you
right. If that game, and
how.
I also think DC is struggling to like make a fucking story with Superman that's not a Superman villain story. Like, I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
as someone that has not dived into that much, even I'm tired of the whole Superman's a villain thing. Like, can we let it go? Like, Superman's a fucking hero. I understand that it's like, oh well, look at how strong he is. It's hard, like make him evil. I'm like, we're over it. Like, we're done. But the game itself feels really good. Like, I actually like enjoy what it was. I enjoy the banter. I'm
Yeah.
like, if they just made this a straightforward fucking campaign game, that probably would have done all right.
Yeah, if they would just made it like a straightforward Arkham game or something like
Hogwarts
that.
fucking Legacy showed them they can do that and it could sell better than their other fucking games.
Yeah.
Eddie Pepperoni said they feel like a dumbass for paying full price. I paid $6 for the whole thing. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
Six
I think I
dollars for
paid
that
like
with the digital deluxe.
yeah, I think I paid like $40 through like one of the key purchaser websites when it first came out. So I mean, I
Uh,
didn't get fleeced too bad, but still.
I'm still sorry for you guys. I paid
Yeah,
about $5-6 for that with the full deluxe and everything on it.
that's funny.
Yeah, but played that on Steam Deck. Played well on Steam Deck too. So it's like,
That's really
man,
cool that it plays good on there. That's
yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Uh, I went to Best Buy for Black Friday. A little fast forward, and they have the new ROG. Is it ROG Ally
Yeah,
2 or the black one?
yeah.
That thing's really fucking cool.
I
A lot
struggle
lighter than I
to
thought it
not
would be.
impulse buy some of them sometimes. I'm like, ooh, these would be kind of cool, but I don't need a
Yeah.
Steam Deck and one of those. I just need one.
Right. Right. I don't have one yet, so I'm like, ooh, do I need this?
You're sacrificing really slick AI that makes it just super
Yeah.
snappy, but for like universe utility, right? Because you can use Game Pass on that shit, and that sounds
That's
kind of
what
hype.
that's what I was looking at too. And I feel like emulation would be a whole lot easier with it too, just because it's like it's not like a custom OS like
Mm.
whatever Steam has on it. I forget. Uh, it's just Windows on
Yeah, it's
fucking
Linux Steam OS. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, the yeah, no, it you can still do that with a Steam Deck. It's gonna be a little more bass backwards for sure,
Right.
but it really is. The Steam Deck just is so slick. It's like being a dedicated thing. Never have to touch any of that. It's like just boot it on. There's your library. Play it out.
That's kind of where I'm at with Steam, with like the pauses with Steam Deck too, right? It's like okay, this is that that sheen, that polish that Steam is kind of known for, Valve is kind of known for with their products. Has that really good finish to it, minus whatever issues yours is.
And I'm not the only one that's had that. I've seen other people have that,
Right.
but I mean, like, it's obviously not a big universal
Yeah.
expanding one, but also for Steam's first foray into that kind of market,
Mhm.
I'm not beat up
Well,
about it because I have all the ways to play it right, but it still sucks.
yeah, still definitely sucks.
Uh, Abraham says there's one more season left with Deathstroke as final character. I didn't even know they were up to that game anymore.
That's so funny.
There's a lot of potential in that, and I feel bad because it really does feel good, and the fact you're balancing those kind of play styles, like every character, I was like, I could play all these characters, and these are all kind of cool, but
Right, there's something to kind of like keep you looped in with them all, but
right,
it's just like God, everything else around it.
I really wish it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
Let's jump into what we got. What'd you get?
Nothing really. We
Damn.
got a bunch of cards, and those are kind of hard to show. But yeah, for Black Friday, it was mainly hitting up like local card shops and just getting like accessories, loading up on just random shit they had on sale. I have a few things ordered coming in, but I'll show those off when they get here.
Fair enough. Digitally, I grabbed some stuff. Suicide Squad. I bought Neva because I heard a lot of stuff, obviously for Game Awards stuff. I
Mm-hmm.
realized after buying it, I should have just bought it on Humble because it's a little bit cheaper. But I heard of the game Mouthwashing. Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
Shout outs to Twitter because all those right wing really upset people introduced me to that game and it looked cool, so I bought it. Thank
Yeah,
you
it's
guys.
that little company that does that. They're another one of my like little uh indie dev darlings, kind of like New Blood. It's just like okay, whatever y'all put out, I'm checking it out.
Nice.
It's gonna be fire.
Yeah, so I that one has really good reviews, so I grabbed that. Um, let's see. I saw this game called Clickholding. It
Okay.
it's a really short experience. It's only a few dollars, and I figured it looks really like one of those like I really want to experience this. Even though I think I know exactly what it is just watching it, but it's like you're clicking this thing and there's someone just staring at you at the corner of the room, and it's all dark. I know exactly what it's gonna be, but I read a review saying this is actually a really interesting experience for $3. I'm like sold because I think the same thing, and this looks really bizarre, but totally like something I'm like, yeah, that's
That's
weird, but
funny.
fuck it, like. There's worse things I could drop $3 on, and that's definitely not gonna
Right.
be it. Um, yeah, click holding. Um, yeah, all right. So I got a bunch of shit actually. So let's see. Um, did I show off the Bloodborne book? I feel like I did.
Yeah, you were show. I think you showed that off last
Cool.
time.
I went on AliExpress and saw this little meal ahead for $3, so I grabbed
Nice.
that. Again, worst thing is I could spend $3 on. That's not it. All right. I got a fuck ton of just Black Friday games. Glad to stockpile it up a little bit. So let me grab all these. This is really the only time of the year I actually actively buy games now. So feels good. Feels good. All right. Mention Astrobot. It was still a little pricey for my taste. I actually drove to a town outside of my town to find it used, and on top of a discount, with some points that I didn't know I had, I got it for $30, which I'm like, oh, good price point for me.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I got this in the mail. I forgot I pre-ordered this. It was Marvel
Oh yeah.
Capcom Fighting Collection. Talked about Sonic X Shadow. Good stuff. Saw this for $20. This shouldn't. I think it was a pricing error or something, but I got it for 20. Even though I have it digitally on Xbox, I wanted to still. So I grabbed that Cyberpunk with Phantom Liberty for $20.
Nice.
That's a hell of a deal.
I wonder how that plays on the Pro.
I wonder too. I won't know,
Right.
but I wonder.
Because there's been like a lot of cases of like some games actually playing like shit on it. So I wonder if
Imagine
Cyberpunk,
how
like, gets
pissed,
the buff
dude.
or no.
Imagine that.
Right.
Okay, I'd be pressed. Saw this. Girlfriend likes Disney
hell
stuff,
yeah.
so grabbed this so her and I could play this together.
Fuck yeah, I loved Epic Mickey.
Yeah, I feel like it was very underappreciated, but I think that's just by nature of it being on Wii.
I think it was like my second year in college. I randomly bought a Wii like at a garage sale, and I just went to GameStop and loaded up on like Epic Mickey, Mickey 2, Red Steel 2, and I think it was like Monster Hunter Try.
Hell
And
yeah.
I just played the shit out of those games like that whole like, those 2 semesters.
I was gonna say, I feel like those games combined give you a lot of bang for your buck. Like, all right, I'm set. I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, yeah. Here's the hits on early Wii. Let's go.
I talked a lot of shit about Red Steel when I was getting it because I got a Wii at launch, and I was the one that I bought Raving Rabbids, and some of my friends bought Red Steel. So I talked myself out of it. Granted, it did get low reviews, but actually, like a couple years ago, before my buddy moved out, he was cleaning out his place and he saw Red Steel, so he gathered some Wii remotes and we all played 4-player Red Steel, and that was a good time.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
It's one of those games I feel like it could come back. Let's
Yeah.
go, bring it back.
I had this game snagged for me at school. I still have not found the culprit, but I feel a little less hurt about it because I grabbed this. I grabbed it for 20,
Ooh,
which I grabbed it for 20 originally. I'm hoping to keep it that way. Yeah. Saw this on sale. It doesn't really go any lower, and I really wanted it on Switch, so I grabbed Sea of Stars. And then this was also something that was dirt cheap, so I grabbed that with Super Monkey Ball.
oh.
So that's my haul. Yeah. Also, Walmart popped my tire and it made me buy one.
Oh no.
And I was
Bad.
mentally drained, and like what we talked about, that's why the podcast didn't happen last week.
Yeah.
I was mentally tapped out, and everyone's like, "Why did you complain about that?" I was like, "I don't know. Every other universe I complained about it, but I was just mentally tired after that time." So I kept the receipt, and actually, me and the girlfriend went back, and they tell me then at that point they're like, "Oh, well, your tire was severely damaged. That's why it popped." I'm like, okay, you should have told me that when it first happened, not made it sound like you guys just popped it. And they were gonna charge me for installation on that, and I was like, already upset about that. So they're like, "Well, we'll give you free installation on that." I'm like, all right, that's fine, I guess. I'll take that. But then that nature, I had to buy that tire, and then I had to buy another tire, just because I can't just buy one new tire. So there went some of my funds on that. Luckily, they had Black Friday deals on tires, I guess. Like unironically, there was a Black Friday sale on tires. I'm like, all right, good timing, I guess. But yeah. What's been happening this like last 2 weeks, I guess?
God, I feel like there's
Kendrick
been a
dropped?
lot. Yeah, Kendrick dropped.
Dude, that was a moment again where I'm just refreshing and I see like, what was it? I forget which Twitter person posted, and there's like a GNX dropped, and I'm like, this is an album? Fuck. This is an album. So I was like, all right, I got the students doing something luckily, so I was like, all right, one earbud in, listen to this while I'm working. What do you think of it? Did you listen to it?
Oh yeah, no, I really enjoy it. No, it's solid.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's his least narrative woven album, which I think is totally fine. I think I Kendrick has been so heavily on like I need to have a meaning and a deep story behind this. Uh, I'm also down with like let me just get some bops from you, dude. Like I just want some songs.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that he's doing the tour with SZA because that's one of my favorite songs on there. I really like
Oh,
Luther.
Luther is like there are babies being conceived that song a
So
billion
funny.
percent, dude. Great song. Um, and I love the thing I love about Kendrick is he shows he's like these were not locked away for very long. Like Squabble Up obviously had that snippet at the beginning of Not Like Us video, but
Mhm.
like Whacked Out Murals is like he's talking about stuff that happened like just recently,
Right.
which is like what the fuck, dude? You just pumping this shit out like you're in the studio like cranking up. And I'm sure we're not done. We're gonna get a deluxe album with that too. So
Oh, for sure. We're probably gonna get more from it.
yeah,
It's so funny when the first time I listened to it, I was listening to it with my buddy. We're on the way to a card shop, and we heard TV off. And as soon as we heard the mustard bit, we just knew. We were like, "Oh, that's about to get memed."
yeah. Not only that, but that's he literally recorded that just for Super Bowl. You know that he was like, all right,
Had to.
man, Super Bowl. I'm just gonna do this for that. It's literally exactly what that song is for.
And
And
the whole fucking arena screaming.
yeah, you know it's gonna be so, and that's why Drake's off in Australia. I don't want to deal with that.
Right.
um, but yeah, that was fun. Even it's been a meme with us too. So even my boys just like spamming that in the in game smashes their name just mustard. He's
Oh
funny.
man.
That's what I respect about Kendrick. Is he can give you some deep shit, but like he's fucking funny. It's
Yeah,
out of
no,
nowhere
I
too.
really appreciate it.
You know, I when I go to California, I generally have like my stops for food. I'm like, I know these places I love and I don't get them a lot, so I'm gonna go to them. Um, definitely want to hit up Tams though now. I've never actually been to Tams. Um, but I'm like, Kendrick got me sold on some Tams now, so I might hit up Tams when I'm out there. Uh, um, yeah, Kendrick drop. That's a thing. Um, let's see. Oh, no, never mind. The Game Awards stuff was already out for that. Let's see. Oh shit! Eminem's mom died.
Yeah, I seen that like right before we went live too. It's
Damn.
crazy. Oh yeah, X Defiant, they're sunsetting the game.
Yeah. When after people were like, "Oh, is it happening?" They're like, "No."
Like, no, what are you talking about? That's not happening.
That sucks. The game was really good. I understand why though.
Yeah, it's really like a rough situation. I seen a meme. Someone was like,
Are you
we
good, dude? You're smoking up right there.
no, I'm good. It's my vape.
Your place is on
It's on
fire.
fire. Uh, someone said the game was teased to be out longer than it was actually out.
Honestly,
Because there was a long period where like it was supposed to launch, but it kept on getting pushed back for like they kept on saying certification issues. So whatever the fuck that means, but they pushed it back like 6 to 8 months. Like they I think they pushed it away from one Call of Duty game and like directly into the path of another. They pushed it out so far. It's
that
so
reminds me
crazy.
of fucking Titanfall 2. Remember that shit?
Right. Just a complete victim of like planning. Like no one was on the same page.
Like, yeah, they put that shit right in between Battlefield and Call of Duty.
Yeah, and it's an EA game, so it's like, yeah, let's put it right next to our tentpole like first person shooter game. No issues
Let's
will
lose twice against Call of Duty. Fuck it.
happen.
I'm like, come on, dude. And I got reminded recently I need to play Titanfall 2 again soon because it's so good.
I seen a meme. It was like secret level gave Concord an episode when that could have been Titanfall. Like, oh dude, that's actually a great idea. A Titanfall secret level episode would have been fucking insane.
Oh man. I hope we get a Titanfall 3 one day. I don't think we are.
I don't think so either. I think Apex is the closest we're getting, and Apex is like on its last leg as well.
Is it?
So yeah, like supposedly, from what I've seen, as like a lot of the pros are bitching that it's losing like a lot of players. Just people are kind of falling off. and they're kind of doing the Overwatch thing, like they're like reverting stuff, changing it back to like how characters used to play, to try to appease people, but
Damn.
it feels desperate.
Apex is always one of the good ones.
Yeah, kind of feels that way. Besides like monetization, the fucking heirlooms being like $120.
Remember when that came out though? Apex was so fucking hype when it first
Oh
came out, dude.
yeah, because it was like one of those surprise drops. They're like, oh yeah, here's this. And me being the Titanfall fan, like, oh my fucking god, this is new Titanfall. I
But
didn't
then they
think this
keep
would happen.
teasing Titanfall 2 in there. It's like, dude.
Yep.
I feel like if you are a company like that, I understand that you want to like acknowledge your past stuff. I get it. I feel like it does more harm than good.
Yeah, at this point, it really does feel like they're just kind of using the IP to kind of prop this up.
Right.
And it's kind of like, at what point do you take advantage of that? Or even if you try to do that, is it too far gone now? Like, is like the fans that you did have like enticed for, are they now not playing Apex anymore?
Like
Are
I
they
feel like you
kind
should be self-aware to understand what you're brewing up. Like the same thing reminds me of that Bloodborne shit where it's like Bloodborne was like had
yeah,
had a moment in their 30th anniversary thing. I'm like, dude, you guys know the fervor that's behind you guys updating this fucking game, and you guys have been called out by FromSoft for withholding this game. You
yeah,
guys should know, like, it's cute. You want to say be grateful for that game, but you're not doing shit with it. So like, don't tease anyone with it.
yeah. No, I completely agree. They just need to give us a new one. Titanfall 3 would go so fucking hard.
It really, I feel like we need it too.
Hmm.
It's so, dude. Every Titanfall 1 and Titanfall 2 were just so much fun multiplayer, dude. Just
Yeah, no, I fucking love Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2 is entirely my shit.
movement wise, it's slick, and then just dude, when you see that Titan just come out of the sky, you're like, "Yep,
Yep.
this
Yeah,
is that good shit."
yeah, it's one of those rare games where it just like always puts you in the action and you always feel like you're extremely capable.
Well, even the bots that kind of run around, they kind of just feed you stuff. Like it gives you something to
Right.
do, and still like makes you feel good
Exactly.
about it.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah, right.
I wish they would
Kind
just
of
make a new one. They keep edging me with a little lore. They keep giving us an Apex. Yeah, I'd buy the
yeah,
fuck out of
no,
that too. It, dude. Every time I see a Steam sale, like I look on the Reddit and everyone's like, best game I buy. Everyone's like Titanfall 2, and then I swear to God, it's like a full ass thread just talking about just how amazing Titanfall 2 is. I really want to get David to play. I think David's gonna like that game a lot.
no, I really think so too. The campaign is short but
Short and
sweet and
sweet.
so
Like they
good.
really hit everything, and it's like such a nice tight little package.
Yep.
I need to play that campaign again. Whew. Um. Anyway, let's see. I'm gonna look on r/games. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Um. Oh, PS5 update brought the PS1 sound. I didn't even know that happened.
Yeah, PS1, I think you can also adjust like the in-game stuff to like PS2 and PS3.
Interesting.
Yeah, but supposedly it's for a limited time. It's like, come on, don't fucking do that. You're
At least
right.
charge for it. Like $5 and you get to keep it if I could finally. I guess.
Sure, but it's fucking sick. Like I literally booted up the PS5 just for that.
Hey, I'm gonna go do that right after this podcast now. Um, it's kind of that weird lull time right now where we're kind of in between Game Awards and Thanksgiving.
Right, right. Yeah, it's like holidays. People are out of office. Gonna come in for a few weeks before Christmas.
Ooh, 6 days ago, No Man's Sky's all-time Steam reviews turned a very positive 8 years later.
Yeah, it's so crazy to see, especially like they just announced their new game at like what, the last Game Awards.
What was it again?
Something Fire or fuck. It's the one that's like supposed to be like the one-to-one like world or whatever.
Hmm. Good for them. Like that shit was a disaster. But the fact that they've been doing just constantly free updates.
Right, and they've just been consistently building on it. It's called Light No Fire. That's close.
I know fire. I'm sure if I saw it, I would remember it.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a game about adventure, building, survival, and exploration together, set on a fantasy planet the size of Earth.
interesting. Well, good for them though. That's
Yeah, and I don't think it's procedurally generated like No Man's Sky is. It's all like curated and built. So
which is good.
that's
I think. I think they've already done the procedure generated stuff, so it's like we can we can let it go now.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they can like build themselves. Especially if it's supposed to be like a 1-to-1 like planet, like
How
Earth size or
how were
whatever.
you when No Man's Sky was first popping up? Like, were you of the like hype or because
Oh no, it was one of those games. It's definitely one of those games that I guess let me down. Because it had a lot of hype. Like Jesus Christ, had a lot of hype. It was like one of those, if it gave what it was promising, it's gonna be like my favorite game ever.
which like right
And
now it sucks right now because like right now it's like it should be my favorite game ever, but just time has kind of passed on that.
right, yeah, it's like, is this? Am I past the window of like being able to access it? Like, am I even gonna be able to like really get into it? But I have visited a few times. I put like maybe 20 or so hours into it. I played a few hours in VR as well. It's really interesting. I feel like I could get into like the building and like base building aspect of it more.
Yeah, I remember seeing that game and I felt like I was privy enough to like it's not gonna be this big game that everyone's thinking, and this is also I was not a PS4 person,
Yeah,
um,
PS4.
but I specifically remember that because I love the Joe Danger games,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, guys, no shot. The Joe Danger guys create what you guys are thinking. I was like, yeah, but he went on like Jimmy Fallon and he said this. I'm like, no shot, guys. It's no way. Joe Danger's great. I love it, 100% it. Those guys aren't building this game. And sure enough, that was a disaster. I remember how bad that was at launch. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's like one of those situations where they definitely oversold the game, but they also had the unfortunate situation where they had like a flood or whatever happen in their office and they like lost like a good portion of their game.
Yeah. But they did everything I think that they should do, which is
Yeah, for sure.
April said cute dog, by the way. Um,
Yeah, thank you.
they just shut the fuck up. Didn't leave the whole apology fucking letter, which is annoying. Shut up, and we'll make it. And just little by little, just chipping away to the point where the game is bigger than it could have ever been. Honestly,
Yeah. No, yeah, they've somehow have turned around and I think it's well deserved. I really think it's cool whenever people, I wonder if that's a result of people changing their reviews or if it's just overwhelming like new reviews that are just overpowering the old
it's
like really
overpowering them.
negative reviews.
It could. I imagine they could be changing them too, but
Yeah.
I imagine people also
If so,
don't give a
that's
shit enough to do
awesome.
that. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I think so because looking at it, it said 2,000 recent reviews, all reviews 245,000.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it could be probably people changing it now, which I mean, again, that's big kudos because
Yeah, fair and well deserved. Yeah.
I think of games like Anthem, and I'm like, man, I really wish that game got fixed like it was always teased like it was going to be.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's a big what if because another one of those games, it's like great concept, love what you're trying to do here. Gameplay feels good. Where's the meat? uh,
Absolutely.
yeah, I only got the top end. Sony posted for yeah. Did you see that Sony posted the first 8 minutes of Craven on YouTube?
No.
Well, they do that for a lot of movies. Like I think they did it for Bullet Train and some other shit too. But yeah, no, it's just funny with all the context surrounding
Have
all
you
the
watched
Spider-Man stuff.
any movies lately?
I think the last one I went and seen in theaters was The Substance. I've been wanting to go see Terrifier 3, but I think that's out
I
now.
think it's
It's already
definitely out
on
now.
digital.
I think this weekend was the highest grossing uh weekend of movies
Oh yeah,
ever.
didn't like Moana 2 and some other shit drop?
Moana 2, Wicked, and Gladiator 2.
Dude, Moana 2 dropping was like such like not advertised thing, I feel like.
So let me walk you through a little bit what happened. I've never saw Moana. Um, and so the girlfriend sat me down. And she's like, "You're gonna fucking watch Moana." So we're watching it together. I'm like, "We're watching two together." I'm like, "Okay."
I really like Moana. Moana 1 is
Yeah.
genuinely really good, I
Now,
think.
and I felt silly because I felt this way. She felt this way, and I looked online. People kind of like scoff, like, "Oh, you guys are the reason for a certain thing happening in two." But I still stand by it. Because I knew the fucking dumb chicken. Hey, hey.
Hmm.
Now I was like, what about the pig? The pig's fun. Why don't we have the pig with us? Um, I didn't know the pig wasn't there, but even she was just like, I want a more Pua. I want Pua. I'm like, yeah. And then I don't know if you really give a shit about Moana 2, but um, there were some issues, and I had some, but I'm just gonna go to Moana first. Uh, yo, is the crab in the second one?
Oh, please tell me Mr. Shiny's in it. Because
Miss-
I'm so shiny.
Oh no.
Oh, fuck. God damn it.
um,
I love that dude.
yeah.
That's a Flight of the Concords. I forget his name.
So Moana 1 was fun. I liked it. It was standard Disney movie, and I'm not a Disney person. You see
Yeah.
Pizza Planet stuff on here. I'm a Pixar person.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of what I had to tell her because after I walked out of Moana 2, I kind of just said to the girlfriend, I'm like, I've watched you. I was like, you really like singing in your movie. She's like, I do. I just realized I made you do a lot of those. I'm like, yeah. She's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, it's okay because I am not a singing in the movie kind of person. I watched Wicked. Um, it was a movie. I I am glad people love it. I understand how people love it.
Wait,
Uh,
you're a Pixar guy, so does that mean you don't like Big Hero 6?
I like Big Hero 6. I liked
Yeah,
it.
I'm just giving you shit. Yeah.
Um, Wicked Part 1 was the second time ever from that I can recall, maybe third, but second time ever that I had to walk out of a theater and walk around for a bit.
Dude, I'm just not a musical guy.
I
Like, I
am
just.
I'm not. And there are some that I've liked. I really like In the Heights. Um I
The most
love Joker
recent
2.
one.
Just kidding.
the, mo- the most recent one that I've watched that I really enjoyed was Les Miserables, the newer one with Russell Crowe and Hugh Jackman.
Okay, I still need to
Really
watch
enjoyed
Les
that.
Mis. Uh, the thing I'm scared of is because I heard Les Mis is what I I don't not like Hamilton. My ex girlfriend got so upset at me because she loves Hamilton and she would sit down with me and I try to watch it like 5 fucking times and I keep falling asleep. Um, because it's just
Dude, it's
it's
long. It's like
it's
3 hours long, isn't it?
that, but it's overload. It's because like at some point I'm like, can you guys stop singing for a second and just talk?
Yeah.
Talk for a goddamn like 5 minutes. That's all I want. Just give me a brain a little bit like, but like they just keep singing, and I'm like, I like the music. I listen to some of the Hamilton soundtrack. I'm like, this is great. Shut the fuck up for a second, please, God. Like, give me some process time. I heard Les Mis is all singing. Um,
I don't agree with that. I think it's really fucking good.
no, no,
It
so not
works
in a
for
bad
what
way.
they do with that.
Not
Yeah.
in a bad way. I'm just saying, it's all singing, isn't it? Everything's singing in there.
I don't feel like that.
Is it? Is there just spoken dialogue?
Yeah.
Oh, then I was thinking something different then. But anyway, and there's a couple like I like La La Land is great.
Mhm.
But yeah, like I had to like walk out because I'm like, holy shit, it's 3 hours and it's a part fucking one.
Yeah.
Um, and so I was like, I gotta walk. I took like 10 or 15 minutes out, just like I need to just breathe. I had done that for this. I did it for Warcraft. I was like, I need to get out. I hate doing that. I will fall asleep in a theater faster than I will actually walk out. Like that's actively a decision I'm doing, which is bizarre, but yeah. Um, but yeah, shout outs to Wicked. I'm glad everyone loved it. She, she was like, so what'd you think? I was like, it's definitely not my movie. And she's like, that's okay. I'll invite someone else for part two. I'm like, thank you, because I can't. Um,
Yeah, my wife's been wanting to go. Like, I'm not like dreading it or anything, but it's one of those things where it's like I'm probably gonna make fun of it a whole lot,
it's
and
so fucking long, and God bless it,
That's
dude.
what I feel like too.
God bless it. Like people were like cheering, having the best time of their goddamn life. They were crying at the fucking end. I'm like,
Really.
I'm so happy for you guys. I am so sorry. I'm gonna walk out of this here real quick because I'm gonna be a buzzkill right now. I'm so sorry. Like I am.
Yeah, my whole view on it is like my wife's a really good sport, like going to Marvel movies and shit with me. So
Yeah, and I was like, she watched Venom 3 with me, so I'm like, which I felt vindicated because when I was talking to my best friend after I was upset at Overwatch, I'm like, we were talking movies. He turned into like a big movie person, which I love because he's catching me up. And actually on that topic, Brony, I got a good chunk of movies recommended to me, which I'm grateful. So shouts to everyone that was giving me movies because I'm like I'm way behind on movies. Everyone gave me a bunch of movies. I I'm probably gonna binge a bunch of them over winter break. But
it's so funny how many of like my movies are just like horror movies. It's like, oh yeah, and there's like 2 others.
horror had a good ass year this year, dude.
Such a good year.
Same thing with metal.
Yeah.
I didn't even know because I've been really out of touch. I didn't know Gojira opened up the fucking Olympics.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Knock Loose.
Knock Loose and Jimmy Kimmel.
Coachella, and they're on Kimmel.
Dude, that shit floors me, dude. Like I love the reaction. Nick Nocturnal had a shirt that says jaunt jaunt jaunt, and on the back it said after the third jaunt my kids started crying. But dude, you look at that if you were watching and they're like, how the fuck is the pit here crazier than the fucking show I saw them at?
Right.
Shout that was a dude. Hit him with the fucking and to quote Nick, hit him with the banshee scream into a pig squeal on national TV. Dude, so I said it. I'm not kidding, but it's like there is at least one kid in the country that saw that and just like eye-opening experience. Like they have now found exactly what they're into, and I'm genuinely, I love that. Like bottom of my heart, fucking happy for them.
Yeah, no, 100%. I remember where I was the first time I watched Headbangers Ball. It's like just one of those things. You just kind of remember that, and that's where your road starts.
Yeah, and it's like not. I really want to get in that music. It's just really hard for me because I need to understand what you're saying.
Dude, Knock Loose, right there, bro.
I need to have some melodies. And one of the reactors actually said this, and I kind of agree with it. Where I need to be a melody person. I need to follow along with something. But I respect the fuck out of it. Like I would love to go to some shows because I respect it so much. I'm like, I will try. I'm always actively trying. Like Linkin Park had the Hunting Party, which is my least favorite album because it's just so heavy. But I always try because I respect the fuck out of that genre so much. I'm like, I want to be a fucking fan of this so bad. It's just really hard.
I went and seen them earlier this year, actually.
Good. I bet you have really good energy.
No, it was really good. It was actually they were touring for this album that they had the Grammy nominated song on. It was
nice.
Really awesome. They played that album and they played a few of their older songs I really like too.
Speaking of that, on Urban Outfitters on Black Friday, they had an Ella's Dune full LP vinyl for $750.
Yeah, dude, cop those. The Urban Outfitter variants are usually very nice price wise.
Yeah,
I have a Joey Badass just random variant of one of his albums. It's like $400 on Discogs. Like, whoa, what the fuck? It was just a random album that my wife got me for like my birthday.
I actually love that because that's how it happened to my Illenium album, where I was like, I like Illenium, I'll buy the vinyl. 4 years later, $500. I'm like, holy shit. Later, April Brony. Good having you around.
See ya, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's but yeah, so I grabbed that Ella's Dunes vinyl. $750, fuck yeah. Joey Badass, by the way, I love that one popular live video of his where he gets the crowd going for him. Joey fucking badass. And he starts making a freestyle over that. That's so sick. All right, so rewind. Watch Moana, thought it was great. Like I guess shouldn't say I had a really good time. I didn't think it was amazing. It's not my like upper echelon of anything. I'm not a Disney person. That's what we also deciphered. I'm like, I felt really bad. And she's like, you weren't into Disney, huh? I'm like, no. Like, she's like, how about Lion King or Aladdin? I was like, last time I watched an anime Aladdin movie was when I was a kid. Lion King's just kind of the exception to the rule because Lion King is kind of just goated.
Tarzan?
No, Like I like them, but I've never seen them beyond a kid. Like
Mm.
I don't want to say it out loud. Like she's not here, but I'm like I've not seen a lot of these movies since I was a kid. But like I can remember them. Like I probably I actually I want to watch Brother Bear because I want to hear fucking I want to see him go crazy on the mic on that because man he goes so hard in those songs on there.
Yeah, a lot of these movies also like I haven't seen since I was a kid, but I watched them like religiously as a kid, so they're just kind of like imprinted in my brain
I'm trying
at
to
this
think what the
point.
fuck did I do as a kid because I watched Good Burger about 45,000 times. I watched the
Same.
OJ trial tapes. They tell that story.
No.
My kids have been getting a kick out of me just dropping every once in a while. I'm like, you want to hear some lore about me? And they're like, yeah, we always want to do. And my grandma had the entire set of the OJ trial on VHS, and I'm talking like as a kid, like a 7 to like 9 year old. I watched all those tapes, and my grandma was fully convinced I was gonna be a lawyer.
That's fucking funny.
And I'm like, there is very good, like, and I'm sure like that very much aligns to what I still like to do. I go on Twitter, I like to argue with people I like to win against. So it's like my DNA is strapped for it, but the school is not. So that definitely doesn't happen. But I don't know because I just didn't watch a lot of Disney films. It just never really caught me. And again, it's singing. I can't. But Moana was good. I enjoyed it. I do. Oh, and so Moana 2 filled with kids in the theater, and I kind of figured that, but it's okay. Uh, so watched it. Didn't quite click with me as much as the first. I was like, it was something really funky about that movie, like.
Yeah.
And I did some digging around, and I figured out why. First off, I missed a post credit sequence because they had that shit in Moana 2, where they're building that shit up like the MCU. Where there's like, oh, here's the next villain. I'm like, holy fucking shit! Did I really miss a fucking post credit in Moana 2? But there's like a character. You are not hungry right now. Chill. Um, there is a character that shows up for a little bit and then just disappears. Um, Tracks were not as stand out as the first one because what's his name, Lin Manuel Miranda,
Yeah.
composes a lot of the Disney stuff, and he did not do Moana 2, which shows, I think, because she was like, "What's your favorite song?" I'm like, there was like one song, and I was like, "Oh, that was kind of fun," but I was like, I don't know, and I told her, I told her like a couple days later, I'm like, I was still thinking about that, and I realized going back to the soundtrack, like, what's that song from? I was like, I watched Moana 1 and 2 so much they kind of blurred together a little bit music wise, and I'm like, oh no, all the songs I liked were from the first one.
Yeah.
And that's because he wrote them, and I was looking at a whole deep dive about that from people, and they were saying that he does a really good job at like interweaving story into the song. So it's not just like, all right, we're gonna sing for the fun of it. It's like, no, there's stuff that's actually happening plot wise in the song to push things forward. So you're getting double mileage out of it, which is good. Um, but I didn't know Moana 2 was originally slated to be a Disney Plus series.
Yeah, I didn't realize that either until I seen like the people reviewing it or early reactions or whatever talking about it. It's really interesting.
Yeah, so it was Disney Plus, and they stitched together when Bob Iger showed up. He's like, "No, this is gonna be a fucking movie. Like, let's make some fucking money off this," which makes sense because I'm at first I'm like, "How did you guys not do a Moana 2?" Like, I feel like I heard a lot of Moana stuff like around when that was like 2016. I was like, "How the fuck did that just not happen?" Um, so that was gonna be a
Well,
thing.
I've also seen like supposedly there was a movie plan, but the TV show was like the in between. But they're like, no, just move this up, and I guess two, the movie is just gonna be three now. So they're just
Yeah, because it did feel like a lot of things and nothing happened at the same time. They kind of
right.
contradicted a lot of stuff from the first one. I felt very like you could tell when there were cliffhangers. Um,
Obvious filler to kind of
yeah,
hold you
and
over in a
and we were walking out of the theater. I'm like, what the fuck happened to that one girl that was in the middle? It looked like she was the antagonist. You realize like, oh, it's because she's supposed to be like a season 2 character. Um,
of course.
yeah, and so like it makes sense when you dig that way too. And I'm like, that sucks. They chopped that shit up. Like they really should have just stuck their guns and just made it movies because that I don't know that makes more sense. But so to go back to it, I was like, yeah, I want more of the pig. Give me the fucking pig. I want the pig and the chicken. They're both funny. But then actually I realized it because they added the pig into the crowd. But then someone mentioned between the pig, the chicken, the tattoo on Maui, and then they added another character in there. They're all voiceless characters. I'm like, that was a bit too much on the whole gaggy kind of like, oh, that's a silly gag. That's a silly gag. That makes sense. And they had a whole crew of people. I'm like, yeah, it was kind of bloated, but then still nothing really happened. Um, yeah,
Gotcha.
it just, and now I was like, there was like no stakes either. I'm like, there has to be death. Disney movies, like for someone who's not very private to them, I still know that Disney movies come with death. People die.
Yeah, like a lot of the good classics, like it's a lot of stakes to it. Like Mulan, like the first time you pull up on the village that's just burnt, like right
Bambi,
after. Yeah, Mulan. Yeah, Bambi.
fucking
Exactly.
Lion
Starts off.
King, right? Like they add like some stuff right there to get you emotionally invested, and I'm like, I'm surprised it did not happen in some of these because like there kind of happened in Moana 1 where Grandma uh
Yeah.
kicked the bucket, but it wasn't really like a death in that way. It was kind of more like a poignant like moment, which you kind of see that was about to happen right before it happened. But I'm like, give me some like emotional stakes on this shit because I'm not I'm not really getting any on that end. Um, but yeah, I just want to point that out. I'm definitely not. I'm a Pixar person. I'm not a Disney person. And again, it was pointed. It was that conversation on the way out, where she's like, "You like Toy?" She's like, "You're not a Disney person. You like Toy Story? Oh no, you like Toy Story. There's no singing in Toy Story, huh?" I'm like, "You got a friend in me." That's about it.
Did you know that Randy Newman made a song about little people?
No,
That's out there.
interesting.
Yeah.
Um, but man, even Pixar, I'm like, can y'all chill on some of this stuff? Because I don't want Toy Story 5.
I didn't want four.
I didn't want 4. 4 was like, all right. And I was like, all right, I could see it, but 3 was just such a fucking perfect end. The way they aged things perfectly, where I was like, I'm leaving home too. Fuck.
Yep, perfect, poignant. End it there. We're good.
Yeah.
Nope, can't do it.
Yeah, no. And I mean, I would have been fine with them just side charactering everything, or if you want to make a Toy Story in the same universe, but like just leave the characters alone. Like that's such a solid ending. I think. Kind of ruins things, but it is what it is.
Yep.
I'm still here buying shit, so obviously they're gonna make more stuff. Uh, but yeah, so I watched. I yeah, so in within the span of 1 week, I watched Wicked, Moana, Moana 2. So I am singing tapped out. So I told her I was like, she was like, what did she say? She was gonna have me watch something else, and I was like, look, I don't mind watching that. I just really need some fucked up thing. I need a fucked up movie. I need something to fuck me up for a little bit right now. Like give me Terrifier or something at this point. Like I need some palate cleanse, please.
Dude, Terrifier's fucked up. I started watching the third one because I've been making my wife watch the first two with me.
Dude, I'm a side tangent from you. That's so funny because uh my my coworker had a party at her house when the Terrifier 3 was in theaters, and my coworker, one of my other coworkers there, and he was telling me about how much he loves Terrifier. I was like, I'd never seen him. He's like, we should watch those. And
Yeah.
and my coworker, she was like, oh, my husband wants to watch that too. And I was like, let's get the boys. Let's all. Can we like we could have like a triple date, right? Terrifier, and then my girlfriend chimes in. No, how about the boys go do Terrifier and the girls will do literally anything else together? And me and the guys were like, hell yeah.
Boys night, boys night.
Boys night, boys night.
That's so fucking funny. Yeah, like I said, she's a great sport.
God bless them. Gotta appreciate the good sports.
Yeah, because we're. Have you watched any of them?
No, I want to. I want to buy it because they keep having the free with ads. I'm not watching that shit with ads. I hate watching movies
Yeah,
with ads.
yeah.
I don't have cable, so it's like I'm long past those days.
Right, right. No, I'm grown now. I don't watch shit with ads. Uh, no, there's one of like one of the big scenes in two that everyone refers to, and it's that scene in two. It was like we're watching it, and and my wife, she's just like, "What the fuck are we watching?" It's like, "Oh, the whole rest of the movie, you didn't say anything, but this is what gets you." Granted, it is like the big part.
So
But I
okay,
watched like
go ahead, go ahead. 'Cause I want to have something to ask.
yeah, and then like I started watching 3, and I feel like that first 10 minutes like makes the big part of 2 look like nothing.
So okay, let's keep it on one then.
Yeah.
I I only know this series is gruesome
Yeah.
on a level of like Saw. Where is Terrifier?
On gruesome, how gruesome
Like,
it is.
cause Saw was like before I feel like Terrifier, Saw was like, oh, everything's gross and gnarly in this shit. I'm hearing Terrifier is obviously even more.
Oh yeah. No, it's like
Jesus.
visual, it's like visual effects, visual gags galore. It's like so Damien Leone, the director, I think his background is in like special effects, visual effects, and that's why they're kind of able to get off on like a super shoestring like bare budget. It's just because he's literally doing it all,
Can you give
and
me an
he's very
example? Because I'm trying to stay spoiler free, but can you give me like not the gnarliest kill in the first one, but can you give me like a here's kind of what to set the tempo, kind of like what would happen in the first film for me to get an idea of what I'm getting into? Because like I know I like to go in these blind, but if I'm gonna knock out 3 in a row, I want to like mentally prepare for like I know it's gonna get amped up, obviously. And 1 I'm sure is like Child's Play versus 3 now.
yeah, no, it's really weird because 1 feels like that Saw 1 effect. It's where like you watch and you're like, oh, this would work really good as a short film, and then you realize like, oh, this was a short film that then got extended out into a feature film, and they didn't really have it at that point.
Mm,
And then 2 feels like okay, this is what Terrifier is. This is
okay.
like because 1's weird because it feels like a story in like the Terrifier universe, but it builds into everything later on. You realize because in 2 is whenever you get like your final girl or like your actual main character.
Okay.
Um, but in 1, one of the big kills in that is like someone gets sawed in half upside down, and you see the whole thing happen. Like it's insane, like the special effects that they get away
Okay.
with in it. And the guy that plays Art the Clown is just a fucking maniac. Like he feels like a fucking serial killer.
Which is so funny because I've seen like behind the scenes where he's just goofing around, joking with everyone.
Yeah, he seems like the most chill guy.
Yeah. Which kudos to that when you're able to pull that shit off like that. That's crazy.
Yeah, and I didn't realize it until like more recently. Like he wasn't the original Art because there's like a short film that he was in. It was like a bunch of different short stuff, and then there's a short film for Terrifier, which was those were a different Art the Clown. And then with the movies coming out, that's David Allen Thornton, the the most recent Art the
Okay.
Clown. But yeah, he really there's something about him. I don't know what it is. Like he can act without having to say a word, and it's fucking insane. He can like act with a smile,
Yeah, well,
essentially.
I think the only thing I've ever seen from that is the diner scene where they're looking at each other.
Yeah,
That's the only thing I know of that.
yeah. No, one is definitely the. It's not a full film. I feel like it's more like I said, a short
A
film that
proof of
got stretched out.
concept.
Yeah, for sure. But 2 is where it really kicks off, and then 3, from what I've seen, is insanity to me. Like I don't know how they fucking got away with like because I think their budgets are like really small too, and they're able to make like a shit ton of money off
It's
of
only
it.
a few million if I recall correctly.
I think the most recent one, Terrifier 3, is like $2 million, and they grossed like 80 million in the opening weekend or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
no, it's getting the paranormal activity numbers.
Yeah, it's 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 getting insane. And the crazy thing is, like, if they're doing what they did with Terrifier 3 for $2 million, they
They're
like
getting a budget this next one.
they're gonna. And the scary thing is, they don't even need a budget, but they're gonna get a budget, and I hope they spend it like in the right way, because there's a way that they can spend it. Like since they have the effects so dialed in, you probably don't need to spend it there, but you could probably spend it on like maybe bringing in people to doctor the script or bigger actors or some shit like that.
Which can be a pretty shaky thing to go off of, right? Like
For sure.
sometimes you don't want that kind of control. Sometimes what you got is what you got, and more money is cool, but like sometimes more money gives you too much.
Right. No, if they do get any more money, I hope it goes like almost strictly to advertising. Just like market the fuck out of the movie
Right.
because 3, if anything, if I don't know how there hasn't been like some kind of like Christian outrage or something towards Terrifier 3, you know, because
It's
it's a
all
big.
towards Biden now, so
I think that's probably what happened because this was a massively released movie. I think it was like the highest grossing unrated movie because a lot of places release this in like the unrated form, and it's directly like I don't want to say like an attack on Christmas, but I can see how people can interpret like, oh, this is shitting on Christmas in some way because he's killing Santa or whatever, you know. So I'm really surprised that this didn't get absorbed into some culture war somewhere.
I'm sure it probably will.
It probably will, or it probably did, and it just got brushed over.
Well, because the first one happened when
Uh,
2016.
yeah, it happened then, and then
It took 4 years
feel
for
like
that one to come out. Or no,
yeah,
6 years. 6 years. Yeah, so 6 years for that. Yeah, and I imagine they were just busy fighting some other battle right now.
yeah. Well, I just meant like this one in particular, like just because. So, like, kind of spoiler alert, but a kid gets killed within like the first few minutes of the third
Oh, they
one.
never do that shit.
Yeah, they never do that shit, and it's one of the and it's like I said, it's like how did no one cause a fuss over this?
I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah,
Um,
no, it's
I'm trying to. I'm looking at the Wikipedia, but I'm trying to not. So I'm gonna close it out because I my eyes keep running around. I keep seeing like glimpses of what.
yeah, because especially in this third one, we're getting to the point where like, oh shit, there's lore here.
Hey, totally off topic. Have you ever kept up with the Johnny Somali stuff? I think we mentioned at the beginning, right? Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah, a little bit.
Sorry, it just
Yeah.
popped up again. Yeah, I want to say it on stream. That guy's fucked.
Oh
GG's.
yeah, with all the prime minister or whatever, they're trying to impeach him, like oust him out of his position now as well,
Yeah,
because he tried to institute martial law. I've seen like 190 of the legislators had to like climb a fence to get into parliament to veto it or to shoot it down
yeah.
because they had like the military like guarding the front doors.
Right, and he's just over there like, oh, they can do whatever they want. Eee. The first thing I did, cause I looked up, cause again, my student was like, "Do you hear what happened in South Korea?" I was like, "No," and he was kind of explaining to me, but I still wasn't kind of following, so I just look up at Twitter.
Yeah, the kid trying to explain geopolitical news
Yeah,
to you.
so he just pulled up CNN, which I appreciated.
Yeah.
But I was like, while he was doing that, I popped up Twitter and looked at the trending and saw Kim Jong Un, and the first thing I saw, so my mind was already like, what the fuck happened? But the first thing I popped up was a meme of that cat on two hind legs looking out far away, and it's like Kim Jong Un be like, the fuck's going on over there?
Just sitting there with a really long, comically long telescope.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's sheesh.
Yeah, he said it was like he tried to institute martial law in an attempt to like push out North Korean communist sympathizers or some shit. It's like, bro, I think the call is coming from within the house.
Oh man. Let's see. Speaking of video game stuff, I guess not really. Just looking up all this shit now. It's crazy stuff that's going on. I like seeing those tweets where it's like Kim Jong Un can do the funniest thing right now. He has to be thinking about it, right?
It's one of those things like how closed off from the rest of the world are they?
He
And
knows, like
like
he keeps up.
you would think, right? Because like I feel like he's very in tune with like not only popular culture, but I feel like he'd be in tune to like just random shit on the internet, right? So I feel like either he would be in tune or he would have like a subordinate that'd be like, "Hey, dude, These dudes south of us, they acting wild.
Funniest thing would be if South Korea descends into civil war now, and then Kim Jong Un decides to invade with millions of North Korean soldiers to successfully unite the country. What a fucking timeline.
I seen a meme. It was like whenever people were trying to get into parliament and they had like the military roll up. One of the military dudes tried to grab someone, like record them with a phone, and he like perfectly parries them. And someone reposted like, "Oh my god, it was a perfect parry."
I hate nerd culture sometimes. I feel like I saw that same stuff with, remember the Waffle House girl who like dodged a chair?
Yeah.
And she's like,
You parried the throw.
so funny. Let's see. What happened today in South Korea? The president accused the opposing party of being North Korean spies. Goes on TV to mandate martial law. Parliament calls a vote and the military is summoned by the president, but political aides block them at the door. They vote unanimously 190 out of 190 to stop martial law. The president must accept or be deemed illegitimate.
Yeah, I think they're also pushing to just try to get him out of office as quick as possible too. They're trying to do like an emergency vote. Last I was reading.
I'm just playing Astrobot over here.
I'm just trying to get my platinum.
Yeah, just say, look, he's a funny little robot. Oh man, what a fucking year, dude. And Godzilla is in Fortnite
with Jordans.
I know. I didn't really play enough Fortnite last time. I didn't get any of the skins I wanted. I'm hesitant on that, but I do want Godzilla.
Yeah, no, that is like stupidly cool. Like I'm really butthurt I didn't get Optimus, but Godzilla looks really cool.
I want Godzilla with the bye 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 dance. Oh fuck.
With the bye 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 dance with Jordans on. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
People have been posting Alan Wake with Jordans.
I haven't seen that one. That's so fucking funny though.
And what was it? Someone responded back with, "The darkness creased the Jordans." That's fucked up. Scratch. Jesus. Chill, bro. That's all kinds of fucked up. Everything else is fine, but don't crease the Jordans.
Yeah, stay off the fucking shoes, bro.
Jesus Christ.
Stomping around in coffee, what the fuck's the goddamn theme park called? Coffeeville?
Oh, yeah.
In your Jordans.
Oh, man. Is there anything else I see? Let's see. Oh, I forgot about Power World. It's got an update coming. Good for them.
Get that money while you can before Nintendo does.
Right. I'm surprised that we haven't seen the Switch 2 at all, honestly.
I think David sent something about they're having something in January, or signs were pointing towards.
Well, they have to, because it's gonna be releasing in the spring. There's no shot at it releasing in the fall, and there's word it's coming. It's already been produced right now.
Yeah, I've been seeing that. Like a lot of the manufacturers for like the screen and shit like that.
Do you think Game Awards?
I really hope so. That would be insane, but I feel like Nintendo's also the type to be like, we're not going to pay you to announce this shit at your thing.
Yeah, and that's fair, because yeah, they don't need to, but I mean Microsoft did it.
I feel like if they're not going to announce something like Metroid 4 there, they're not going to announce like the Switch there.
That's fair. That'd be cool though.
100%, that'd be cool, but I feel like software would be something that they would throw to the Game Awards, but hardware would be something that they're gonna have like the whole thing like, this is a Switch 2, this is what the Joy-Cons do.
I guess that makes sense. Because I was wondering, like they announced a Switch in October. I remember it was the same day as Red Dead. But I guess it makes sense because Wii U's weren't moving, so they were like, "Hey, just chill. We got you on the horizon." But now they're probably like, "Go buy Switches, and then we'll after the holiday break, we'll get you to learn about the Switch too."
Right. Which makes me wonder if like they're gonna have like a treehouse or something, like some kind of special presents at some point.
Do you think the Switch 2 is anything like crazy, or you think it's just straight up just beefy Switch?
I think there's like actual pictures out and about, and like from manufacturer renderings, and it looks just like a really big Switch, the original Switch, like an OLED.
Hold up, no shot. Is this real? Hold the fucking phone.
What
How
happened?
much is this? Give me the. Ooh, where are you at? I saw something. I'm gonna show you in a second. Hold up. Fuck! It's sold out. Oh, that's so
Oh no.
sick though. Oh, I'd buy that in a fucking heartbeat. I'm gonna put it in Discord and you can let me see your reaction first. This is actually so sick. Almost put myself in the debt for that thing.
Let's see. Ooh, yeah, no, that shit's sick.
That's so sick. I put notify me when it's available. Um, because I see some of them. Like I saw the Halo ones, and they were look kind of cool. I saw the Sonic ones, but they look tacky because it's just so.
Hi.
They look a little tacky, but that that goes hard because it just looks exactly how it's supposed to.
Yeah, no, that looks insane.
He's getting hyped up too. I get it.
Yeah, no, she's shushing her. She just keeps howling louder.
With the chain too on this thing,
Yeah, no, that I wonder how heavy it is.
bro. I would have bought that shit yesterday.
Oh, even like the blue eyes and the dark magician look pretty sick.
They look sick, and
dark-
there's a lot of these that look. What's a Fortnite one? What's on these? Oh, it's got the little banana guy.
Oh, Peely.
Yeah. Oh, there's
You don't know
Xbox
about
ones.
Peely?
Yo, the Xbox one. Like they look a little tacky for me sometimes, but
You're telling me I don't know. This Halo, the assault rifle necklace looks pretty cool.
I was looking at the Halo ones for sure. Uh,
Oh, tell me they have the Magnum. Oh, they have the
no,
Beamer.
the sword looks kind of dope though. I think.
Yeah, the earrings.
But man, that no, I would
Oh,
buy
and the
the
necklace.
I'd buy the Millennium Puzzle one in a heartbeat, dude.
Yeah, no, that's ridiculously sick. It's not that badly priced either.
Can this be made in solid gold? Yes. Solid gold orders take a minimum of 4 weeks to complete. You'll receive a consultation with our designers upon a deposit of $3,000. Deposit will go towards the final cost of the piece. Is non-refundable. Custom sold. Okay, fuck it. Imagine the fucking drip, bro. Solid gold Millennium Puzzle around your neck. That shit goes hard.
That does go hard.
Damn. All right. Well, I'm gonna keep an eye on that. Where was I? Do you ever? I feel bad sometimes with Astrobot just because of how much it replays Little Big Planet. Like Sackboy really got the sack.
Yeah, it's like they have like a habit of just getting rid of their really successful, really good platformers, right?
Yeah.
Or they just put them on hiatus for forever.
Yeah. Sackboy was really just the face of everything, and then just nothing.
And then just disappears.
Then adios. All right, I think that's 6. Yeah. Oh, I played a little bit of Flight Sim for no reason.
For some reason, that's been popping up on my Twitter stuff here recently too, like just people playing Flight Sim.
Yeah, I never got to really play it on PC. I tried to, and then just
Yeah.
for a reason the controls just didn't work with me. I never had one of the cool flight sticks which I always wanted, but I just got a really big like want to play that. So I tried that, boot that up, and yeah, it was fun. It was a cool time.
It looks like a lot of fun. It's one of those ones. It's like, damn, this makes me want to get a like a flight yoke and stuff.
Dude, I've always wanted to like have streams where I have like the full like car setup and do like truck sim.
Yeah.
Like I have a triple monitor setup, dude, just like there, rear windows, just go. It's funny because you're like, why would I play something that like is mundane during my free time? It's like you're not obligated to, which means your mind's more okay with it.
Yeah.
It's a recreation.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I was watching a video of people doing like a farming simulator competitively. It's so funny to watch.
Love that. All right, I'm downloading Clickholding now, so we'll talk about that next week. I'm very excited for Clickholding. All right, unless you have anything else, I think that's it. I think we wrapped a pretty good time frame there.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. Mr. Fantastic has been leaked in the game files for Marvel Rivals.
Do you
Like
think
his
they're gonna
full
do?
his full kit.
Do you think they're gonna kind of do what Marvel Snap does, where it's like new characters will coincide with releases of stuff?
I don't think so, because supposedly this first season is supposed to be shorter, and
Mm,
it's gonna have like several characters released during it.
okay, because
And
yeah, I,
so
that
far, Mr. Fantastic and I think Ultron are like kind of confirmed, not confirmed. Like they're like finished in the game files.
okay. All right, well, that was the Blue Reese Podcast episode number 100, 277. Uh,
David Liss,
yeah, David List. Hope he's back next week. Old boy's resting up. Um,
send him your good vibes.
send him your goodbyes. I don't know how to end it. All right, if anyone's chat, adios.
Adios.